This is your annual yearly reading. Annual, yearly, that's redundant. That is redundant. Sorry, it's taken me a little while to get to you. Of course, we know what kind of season it is, and I am recovering from a little something something. So, all right, let's get going here. So, your underlying energies from the decks. There's going to be very important new beginnings. There's going to be grand concepts or ideas, big downloads. This is going to be a year of coming into authority or having new beginnings with authority in some sort of way. This could have to do with a new beginning with how you think about authority in general, or a parental figure in your life. But I'm thinking one of those concepts, one of those energetic concepts is going to be resonating for you on a specific level, on a more specific level. So now, in terms of your first placement, very psychic. I got that Scorpio energy, and I've got the moon card from the Lenormand. And it's in the house of the body. So this is the self. So you're going to be having a lot of psychic experiences this year. You could be having some supernatural experiences this year. This is about the way people see you as well. So with the moon card in the house of of how we're seen by others, it feels like you're going to be going through a major changes with your physical self, how you present yourself to the world, how you're seen by others is going to change. And it seems like it's kind of maybe shocking, slightly surprising to others, or it could be surprising to yourself as well, because I do have that Clover card. It's going to be lucky in some sort of way for you as well. There is something here about like surprising changes of how we look to others in the world, or how we're showing up in the world for others. This is also about changes in popularity and having some luck with that as well. What else am I seeing? You could be ending a social circle of some kind, because the moon is our social, kind of like a social or public kind of. So, and Scorpio is kind of dark and hidden as well. So things coming out about yourself into the public eye, whether you're sharing those things or they're showing up for you, they're just showing up in your life. Things are maybe being what has been hidden by the light of the moon or the shadows of the moon is now being expressed out in the open. But there is some sort of admiration coming from it, because the moon in the Lenormand is slightly different than the moon in the tarot. So there is this kind of shining, kind of a glow up almost, like changes that are leading to a glow up. And that's going to be your main focus for this year. What's helping or hindering or kind of causing these changes in how people see us? Well, you're stepping up to the plate in some sort of way with how you're organizing yourself, how you're managing your resources, your finances. You are maybe starting a business, or maybe you're taking control of your um, your assets in some sort of way, um, and getting on top of um, any kind of hierarchical. You're raising the stakes maybe in some sort of way. Um, it could be a little bit of a risk involved. I don't see it being like gamble, like a risky gamble necessarily, but I do see that there's money moves here. There's there's being in control and taking the lead. You could become a supervisor, a manager, a boss. You could become your own boss. There's a lot of things here about rising up within the ranks of something. The own boss fits because I have the tower, and the tower in the Lenormand stands for solidarity as well. So you could be managing your own business. However, the tower also stands for an organization of some kind, um, a, um, a, a type of hierarchical system of some kind. So whether you're asking an authority for some sort of resources, or your dealings with authority and their resources or their institutions of some kind involving finances, involving anything you consume, what you're eating as well. This can come into play. So any kind of assistance with that. Um, this is an expert or somebody who's gained their position through working up the ranks in some sort of way. And I see lonely at the top is coming through for me because underneath the Ace of Swords, and of course my camera's frozen, so I don't know if you're getting this, but underneath the Ace of Swords, I have the Seven of Rods. And it's not defending a position that we've already had success. We've had victory in something, and we're trying to keep that level of um, status, that level of achievement, and we're having to compete to continue to be successful in this avenue of our passions, of our drive, of what we want, what we desire. So very interesting that we have the Seven of Rods underneath the underlying card of the Ace of Swords. But then we have the Six as well coming out in your awareness house, your mental thinking, your local neighborhood, your neighbors, your siblings, your cousins. Local hero, local popular person for something. Um, so we see like a promotion of sorts within a hierarchy, or being seen as somebody who has achieved a level of authority in their life. They are an authority on something. And then we have, you're aware that you're getting a positive attention and accolades, being triumphed for this. And you're aware of the attention, the positive attention, hopefully, but the attention that you're getting for this particular authority that you've now come into in your own life. Now, this can be, it doesn't have to be a title necessarily. It can be just about how you're handling your life now. Maybe there's great changes with how you are being seen by others in terms of how you handle things. Could be financially, could be, emotionally with that Scorpio energy, psychologically even. And they're seeing you as somebody who's been there, won the t-shirt, And I do have underneath 3 cards down that Queen of Swords. And she's the girl that's been there and won the t shirt. She has the scars, you know? But I see that people are seeing you as somebody who's, they're not pitying you. They're very much happy for you. They feel like I feel like there's almost this underdog kind of energy because Scorpio's like that underneath, like in the deep bowels of like, you know, down in the trenches and come, you know, where the death is and the destruction and the, you know, a little bit of chaos and now you've risen up the tower and you are being seen as somebody who's made it to the top of something and are being revered for it. And you're aware that this is going on. What you're not aware of feel like throughout the year there is some sort of overwhelm with a lot of visitors, a lot of messages, a lot of incoming mail. Um, there might be something to do with this. If this is a business that you've started, or there's some popularity or fame, that local fame that you're getting, um, even within the systems that you're a part of or the communities that you're a part of, there is something here about being kind of on edge about this expansion and the amount of communication that's going to be involved or the amount of technology that's going to be involved. Um, this is about being having just won a battle, right? Come out on the other side and you're kind of a little bit like shooken up. You might be a little injured. There might be something that's been challenging for you in terms of your ability, your mobility, um, your ability to perform at this rapid of an expanding, like there's a lot of expansion going on. There's a lot of um, it's a lot of attention. It's a lot of um, short distance travel. Um, there's this kind of exhaustion that you feel, um, and you're on edge. You might come off a little bit on edge to people if you're not careful because you're not aware that you might seem very tired or that you need to take some time to take care of yourself more during this year of 2024 because you're kind of nursing yourself back to full capacity. And there's something here about getting out to a lot of people. So you might not be used to this. If you're a private person, which the fourth house is a very private house, um, you might not feel as secure or as safe. You might be feeling a little vulnerable. And there's so much coming at you that you're really needing to take some downtime at home, helping yourself to feel secure, helping yourself to feel safe, working on your security, your privacy, your stability, because um, the external world is going to be very busy for you. There's a lot of important decisions you're going to be making, and um, it's just quite a bit of attention with the moon and the star card and the Six of Wands up there. That's a lot of attention. Maybe you're not used to that much attention. Maybe you kind of trying to gain your footing again after this big exciting surprise with this clover here. Someone in your family also could be going through something. Um, there could be a visit, or there's, with the star card there, it's about things kind of traveling, news traveling. There's like telephone kind of energy with that. So you might catch wind that somebody in your family hasn't been feeling well, and you might go visit them. Um, there's something with that. During the months of April to June, you could just be very exhausted. You might have a cold. You might be run down, um, and so that period is very important that you really take it easy and give more to yourself. Take time for yourself if you can find it, because you're going to be very busy, like I said. So back to what I was saying before with the fifth house. I'm going to read it as the past first. So in the past, you left what wasn't emotionally working for you anymore, that you weren't feeling either psychically connected to or weren't jiving with on an emotional level. And it could have surprised yourself. It also could have been kind of a lucky situation where you were able to leave and go off on a journey somewhere in search of something better, right? And that you would feel more emotionally satisfied with. That was like an unforeseen and lucky thing in the past. It could have surprised others as well, because we do have that coming in over here. But there's great changes that have happened since then. It's as if since the near past, moving into the present, and this near past could be right now because we're not in 2024 yet. So take it how it resonates. But there is this kind of moving into and looking for what emotionally works for us. And that being kind of lucky for you. And maybe something that once gave you great joy and happiness and was a leisurely fulfillment for you, or a hobby or creative project, or a romantic relationship. Maybe you emotionally kind of detach from that, or are doing so now, and it moves you into a place of the unknown. And the unknown can be seen as kind of lucky in this situation. With the moon and the clover, it's very mysterious, synchronistic, but like very on a psychic level mysterious. Like you don't really know what's going on the other side of that mountain, but you're headed up it anyway because you have a good feeling about it. Yeah, love. I feel like there was a pursuit to find love, and you may have found it in the near past or are about to. because I do have that Lover's card. Yeah. We go from this exciting new way of thinking, new beginning, to having to defend our actions, defend our placement. Then we have, oops, then we have this, you know, kind of been there. I'm kind of, I don't know, RBF um, person who's kind of been through hell, and she's got her guard up. She's willing to take you on, but she knows what she wants, and if you don't deliver that, and she sees anything that any red flags of any kind, she's got eyes in the back of her head as well. She's not stupid. So she might come off a little cold, but then this decision, it's also about a new idea or decision, too. This could also be her looking back to the past about a relationship, because I'm reading these, I can read them backwards as well. But either way, if you look at it this way, which I had it, she's thinking about a relationship that didn't work out in the past. Maybe she's feeling a little defensive, but there's this new beginning here. Regardless, it's also about a decision she made in the past. Something about unforeseen romance, luck with leaving what doesn't emotionally serve you and moving on to new beginnings in some sort of way. But you don't know what's on the other side. It's kind of unforeseen. It's lucky, but it's a risk, right? It's a gamble of some kind. Now we move into this. I'll move into the future and then I'll backtrack. So, near future, there is something that's been a burden. That's maybe you've been ill. If you have been dealing with any kind of health issue involving your stomach, lower stomach, having to do with water retention, any kind of issue that you've been dealing with, and maybe it's been a struggle, right? Maybe it's been a little bit of a long-term thing. I see that there is some kind of burden that you're learning to work with, some sort of illness that you're learning to take better care of. You're finding balance within a troubling situation. It doesn't have to be health related, and for many of you it won't be. But there is something here about whether it's been your health, your day-to-day routine that's been affected, all of the above. It could be also your artistic endeavors and having felt weighed down by a project of some sort that maybe you were committed to in the past and that emotionally wasn't doing it for you anymore. So you're looking to maybe give up this heavy weight that's now on your shoulders, and you're learning how to do that in a balanced way. Whatever's been troubling you, that's been too much to bear, you're going to learn how to alchemically and artistically temper. You're going to change it in a way that you don't have to necessarily start from scratch. You're going to use what you have around you and what you can find. Maybe you'll have to um, outsource a little bit. Maybe you'll have to make it a routine, a regimen of some kind in order to get the situation under control, but not like control in a restricting way. It's a very light and airy, um, kind of bigger picture way. This is also very spiritual because of the Jupiterian influence here. So finding the spiritual messages, the philosophy from a trying situation. It's serenity too. It's learning to accept what we can't change and to um, figure out what we can. And so you're changing things up in your day-to-day life with your health, with your routines, with your managing of your tasks. Maybe that's what it is. It's you didn't realize how big of a burden this attention, this promotion, this popularity was going to give you. And so now you're learning to adjust your schedule in a way that works for you, but also works at meeting the large amount of work that you're going to have to do, the toil and the stuff that's important to deal with, that's kind of difficult. You're learning to manage that in a new way, and you're doing it with grace. And there is healing that is brought to this, whatever it is. It's very balanced, a very balanced approach to any kind of difficulties that come up during your day-to-day life and at work as well. Now, let's go for advice. I have this High Priestess in reverse and the Woman card for the Lenormand. If I'm reading this as advice for the year, it's saying look to the external for signs. Look to the external for information. And then once you have that information, then you can use it to tap in whatever you're missing, whatever information that's missing. You can tap into your intuitive subconscious side of yourself, your mind, in order to kind of get the missing pieces. Now, with the High Priestess in reverse, I rarely get this card in the reverse, so I have to think about it a little bit more. You might be revealing some secrets. We did say that, right? The exposing of secrets, the sharing with the public of secrets, something maybe you've kept secret for a long time. Somebody, there's a person in your life that might also be sharing some very deep secrets with you. It could be it's a woman, but it doesn't have to be a woman, but may show up as a woman in your life or a feminine figure in your life. Something here about your relationship with this person will be significant during the year. There's something here about, do I have the Hierophant? I don't. Okay. Um, yeah, there's something here about somebody secretly, a secret is being exposed, and somehow handling that secret with your relationships diplomatically. Trying to not be so sensitive, maybe, because you might be feeling on the defense about whatever comes out. If that's you, if it's not you, I see that someone else will reveal a secret to you. Um, and this could be a business partner, this could be a relationship, a romantic relationship of some kind. Secrets will be revealed, and it's asking you to handle them diplomatically, handle them with grace. Um, that's the advice. Worst case scenario, it could be somebody who uses their intuition um, for more selfish means. So, but this doesn't have to be selfish in a negative kind of context. This could be somebody who uses their intuition for to help them better understand their self, or to better understand the other people that they're in relationship to. So there's this external factor to this internal process. So this could be somebody who works in the occult, partnering up with somebody who works in the occult, having a lover or business partner or coworker that's involved in the esoteric arts that does this to help themselves or um, to serve others in a way that's more practical. But it's also the understanding of other people's emotions. So, very interesting placement. Your environment. I feel like two unlikely forces will join somehow, whether that be you and another entity or um, organization or even government type of contract. There's something here about the joining of people's resources within a contract setting, um, the use of other people's resources and making a promise. Um, this could be literal, like a marriage license as well. So those of you who have been um, planning to get married, you could get married in August. This is also about a car as well. So a lease on a car. So some of you will be signing um, leases or taking out a loan for a car. And that's indicated here. This is also about victory, like a victorious, um, feeling very powerful, feeling very strong in your determination, in your will. Um, it's determined, it's using the things that we've gone through, like the Queen of Swords, things that we've gone through that have been not so great, the shadow, and integrating it and using it, allowing it to work alongside our more positive aspects of ourselves to drive us forward into success. So there's something here about that. You're just having a very successful successful partnerships during this 2024 period. Now, what you're hoping for, you're hoping to build a legacy for yourself. You're hoping to build a name for yourself, a status, a family. You're fearing the great losses. Don't we all? Like, it's kind of, we hope for things, we build for things, and sometimes we're afraid of losing it all. I think that's all that this is really saying here. They're both tens as well. I just noticed that. So you're afraid you'll have to start over from the beginning. Maybe your values and your family's values do not match up. Maybe there's a difference. There's a struggle there. I don't. Maybe that could be what the pain is about. Maybe you're kind of coming out of some sort of closet, or kind of showing a side of you normally don't show, and you're wondering how it's going to be taken by the family. You're worried that they won't approve, or that there'll be some pain involved in that. This is about doing it in a big way as well. It's the ninth house, that Sagittarian energy. Yeah, so the spiritual values of the family, maybe you're changing that. Maybe that's kind of not where you want your future to go, so you're starting over in regards to the spiritual values you have. Very exuberant kind of energy with that Ten of Pentacles. So this is also about law. So this is about any kind of family court situation. I see like there being a victory in terms of that. If you were looking for any kind of child support, or any kind of alimony or inheritance, I see that you getting a piece of that. It might not, it might be divvied up, but the only reason I'm saying that is because it is in the house of the law. So we can talk about like probate court, and we can talk about inheritances and stuff like that. But I don't see any other cards indicating that, so I wouldn't put my bet on it. I'm just trying to get try to cover as many people as possible. Yeah, I don't think that maybe the way the family's done things is going to be the same. So maybe you're getting married and changing your religious practices. Maybe you're adopting your husband's or your wife's or your partner's practices. You might be learning, going to through a system of learning of some kind in order to get married and unite with this person, but you have to do that first. There could be some sort of loss in terms of what you share with others. So there could be, if you're getting married and it's a cultural thing for you to have like a dowry, or I think that's how you say it, dowry. There could be money being exchanged, a great deal of money being exchanged for that. This also could be choosing your spiritual values more over the long-term abundance that you could have inherited will inherit or have worked hard to maintain. Maybe that was over here, what you left behind that wasn't emotionally serving you. Maybe it paid more bills. Maybe it held some security that you might feel like you have a little less security now and you're a little bit on the defense. But whatever painful situation that it was, or whatever pain came from the situation, whether that be financial or emotional or whatever, I feel like it's all good. I think you're more worried about it than anything else. And we did say whatever burden, there was healing, there would be patience needed, there would be some kind of tempering, working with that day to day. You might have to pick up a different kind of job, or might have to change up how you work. You might have to work at home, or home life could be a little more daunting. There could be a lot of coming and going from your home, a lot of communication with the outside world via the internet. I feel like at home it will be less of a restful time this year, especially for those of you who own home businesses. And the reason I say that is because I feel like you might be getting sick of working from home. I don't know if it's like getting sick of working from home or just being kind of like, ugh, I'm home again. Like I'm always home. You might be looking to distract yourself from the kind of career organized focus of home life. I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm crashing. Hold on. Ugh. All right, so 10th house, your reputation. You might be accepting an offer on a home, and so that changes your status as a renter of an apartment building to a homeowner. You also might be looking to upsize because you're no longer able to what you have is no longer it's not that you're not happy with it, it's that you might need more, you might need a change. So changing of the homes is very possible, becoming a home owner, working from home, because the 10th house is the house of career, and it's also the house of success. What are we successful at? So something that you're doing at home, you're very interested in it. It's not like I feel like you're not distracted. You're very focused on what you're going to. There's something here about it being focused on maybe you have a home business, or there's something you do for work that involves people's homes. So this could be with the structure or the foundation of people's homes, or maybe you're an architect, because that's an artistic kind of designing, any kind of artistic aspect. I can even see with the temperance card there that it could be like painting the home. You could be a painter, a contractor. You're going to be spending less time looking for things to do at home. You're going to be much more busy at home, like I said. You're going to be very amused regardless, because you've got so much you might be just working a lot at home. friends also that you normally have considered to be somebody of with a certain level of status in your life. Um, you might be making some decisions, some difficult decisions about who you put up on a pedestal in your life. Um, this could have to do with family as well. So, your responsibilities to your family, having to focus more on your family and less on your friends at this time. And that would be around October. So, sorry, something distracted me. I heard a noise. Um, yeah, so something about your family and your career, your responsibilities, feeling a little bit maybe overwhelmed. That's what I've been looking for that for like 5 minutes. Overwhelmed with the family life and the home life in October. Um, you're not going to be bored, so don't worry about that. Um, in terms of friends and associates, you might be at an impasse about a certain someone in your life that you consider a friend, um, or somebody that you work with or are affiliated with in some sort of way. I do have the man and the woman coming up in your reading, and that hasn't happened, I don't think, in any of the readings so far for 2024. Um, I'm doing things a little differently, so, but this is, I have the woman coming up in the house of relationships, and I have the man coming up in the house of friends and associates. So, if you are a man, you might be at an impasse about making a decision whether you want to take um, a relationship to the next level in terms of friendship, going to a romantic relationship, or how you think about somebody um, might not be the way they think about you. I'm really stretching with that, but I also feel like yeah, work relationships, associates, um, dating within the work sphere or within the career sphere. I think that some of you, maybe you don't see that somebody's coming in through the work sector. Like, it might not be like, because if you work for yourself, it might not be like it's not going to be a coworker, obviously. But it could be somebody who's also established in the field that you're in. Um, I see you being like not wanting to connect to how you feel about this person. You wanting to cooperate and be very practical about it, but also there being this connection between the two of you that could be romantic. You're protecting your heart from what you don't know. Feel like there's guards up in terms of keeping things at a surface level or on a very on a very what is it, a civil, not civil, but keeping things like from getting out of hand maybe, or putting a cap on something, not willing to be more vulnerable with somebody, although there's interest there. That's interesting. This could also be a married couple that you're associated with that um, helps. It's like there's like High Priestess, very intuitive, very wise, right? She's in the reverse, so it's something she's not trusting her instincts about something, and he's got his eyes are blindfolded, so he has no choice but to make a decision with his intuition. So he's feeling pretty blocked. Somebody's feeling very blocked in a situation, unable to. It's also the future, so it's about that 11th house is about the future. So it's about like the future of a relationship with an associate of some kind, or um, being in an impasse about where to take a relationship of any kind to the next level in terms of friends versus lovers type dynamic. Friends versus business partners. I mean, and I say lovers because the next house we have that Two of Cups, and that's like the romantic beginnings, kind of um, more innocent love, more. But then there's that snake card there, which is like kind of not innocent, a little sneaky, a little betraying, backstabby. Um, so, and it's also a hidden enemy, and because it's in that 12th house, so there could be a third party trying to interfere, and that's what's causing this inability to move forward and solidify a relationship if you are single. In terms of the work, I don't know why. Let me see. I'll read the Lenormand through now. There could, for those of you who are having like um or who are going through a divorce during this time, or you'll already know that your relationship's not going um in the direction that you wanted it to, but there's something here about um the troubles of the family, or the troubles of the home, and a man being that figure of the family, and him having going somewhere else, or quietly leaving for another relationship, potentially another woman. Um, so if that is something that you experienced and are just kind of getting away from, decisions will be made about that relationship. And if this isn't about a divorce or some kind of separation, could be troubles with a property, or troubles with operating a business, or having a career, like finding a job in your neighborhood of some kind. um, there's something here about not being able to deal with a home situation. There's something about a difficult home situation, or difficult living situation, or burdened with this family issue. So there could be somebody sick in someone's family, a partner's family, and they have to go travel to go away for a while. I don't know. I just feel like it's a hidden. There's something hidden about this partnership. There's like a hidden enemy of some kind this year. Could have been a previous lover as well. Yeah, it's about keeping a love relationship that's been keeping some sort of situation or involvement with something hidden. So if you do work with somebody that you have a relationship with, and you're in a competitive field, um, Be careful who you trust, who you involve yourself with on a romantic level that you also are affiliated with at work. I think that's what that's coming through as. But also, I feel like it's healing as well. Aha. Here we go. So there's two snakes here on the caduceus, right? Sign of healing. Then we have the snake here. This is in the house of institutions. So this could be going to therapy, healing some sort of relationship through a set kind of a setting where it is organized and there's an institution. It's managed by somebody, right? There's somebody overseeing. So if you work in the health field, that's it. Okay, now it's making way more sense. So dealing with healing the sick in the day-to-day work sphere, okay? And then there's this career of this is not seeing something, and this is seeing something, watching something as well, keeping an eye on something. So keeping an eye on somebody in a room, in a building of some kind. And then we have this being aware that somebody can't see very well. And then there's this kind of institution of some kind having to do with the health and partnering with health. And that snake there can just be, I feel like that's just the representation of the caduceus. If you work in a hospital, you may end up working from home or going to people's homes. Maybe you used to work for a business or an organization that having to do with health, maybe caring for people who have been ill in some sort of way, and now you're taking care of people at home, in their homes or in your home. You might be taking care of family that's been ill for some time. Maybe they're elderly. The 10th house of Capricorn is about old age, right? It's about getting older. And maybe you're now their foundation and taking care of them at home. So there's something here about that. It could be a parent. New beginnings with a parent, right? This is also about toil and trouble having to do with the path. Then the answer is love. Okay, so solution to any kind of love related, relationship related thing. Maybe in the past the relationship had been kind of toxic, or somebody had, maybe a parental figure had an affair of some kind, and so you were estranged or you were distant from each other for a while, and then you end up taking them in and taking care of them, or this could be hospice if you're a hospice nurse. Excuse me, by the way. Any kind of job like that. The 12th house and the 6th house. Yeah, I definitely see it's health related work. So either you are tempering something that's been, you're healing yourself from some kind of burden. Maybe it's been a full-time job for you to actually like take care of yourself from a toxic relationship maybe that happened. Maybe a hidden enemy, a lover that was a hidden enemy in the past. You walked away, that was a good thing. or it's your work. You are working and dealing with people's troubles having to do with health and kind of taking care of them and in some sort of way, right, as your full-time job. And then there's this kind of um, there's like this gentleness with the snake. The snake is kind of a quiet, and it can be charming as well, um, but it's kind of quiet and um, what's the word I'm looking for? Quiet and I don't know. Intuitive. It's also very intuitive in a sense where it's a very spiritual number, 7, right? So there's like this, and it's in a spiritual house. So maybe you find your calling doing something like taking care of other people in a kind of in a way that like you haven't been before. Um, Maybe it's a parent that you take on in your own home. But there are big changes here with authority. There's new ways of dealing with authority. There's new ways of dealing with parents. There's new beginnings with these kinds of things. Um, People are going to be seeing you in a different light. Um, the way you present yourself to the world will be changing in 2024, Libra. You're going to be very on top of your finances, managing them, working on getting a system down for what goes in, what comes out type thing. People are going to be seeing you as somebody who's overcome, who's kind of like the underdog hero of some kind. You're going to be very exhausted at home. There'll be more responsibilities somehow, some way. You'll be working from home more, or there'll be more going on in the family life. Children could be significant if that is something that you have if that is something you have at home, if you have children at home, if you're becoming a mother as well, because the bear is about motherhood too. I feel like there's a lot of different kinds of things coming into the home. There's expanding of the home in some sort of way. So you could be moving in order to get a bigger house so you could run your business out of it. Or there's just a lot of big changes having to do with home and family this year. Maybe there's a fear of losing a family member. Maybe they've been struggling for a while. You would already know this. The responsibility of the family, this man, in his time of going away into spirit. So it could be somebody taking on a parental figure and helping them through their end of their days. But it also could be you working for an institution in regards to people, helping, healing people, taking care of people. Progress, promotion, being better with money. Maybe a contract that brings and unites two people. So it could be a marriage. It could be having to do with taxes. It could have to do with some sort of car loan. Maybe you need a van because you have more people living with you. You need to cart around. There's something here about that. Libra ladies, trust your intuition. Don't ignore your intuition about relationships or the fairness in a situation. If something doesn't seem balanced or isn't working, maybe go within, really try to tap into that. You'll find signs in your everyday life as well. So it's not going to always be always internally. You'll see things that'll trigger something in your mind. You'll see that reflected in others as well. People will be showing who they really are in terms of the fairness of a situation by what they do in your relationships to them. And, you know, there might be some projection coming from some other lady figure in your life, or some pain in the butt at work who could be manipulative and jealous of a partner in some sort of way. All right, well, I can't really go into much more. I'm burning out. But having that Six of Wands at the top of the reading for 2024 Libra is really good. It's victorious. You got victory all over this. You got the Chariot, the Six of Wands, the Death card. It's not so scary. It just means you're changing it up. You're going to be different. You're going to feel different. You're going to look different. You're going to be showing up in the world differently. You're going to be shining differently. And the Moon card is the card of beauty. So you're changing something about your beauty. And this could involve making a contract with somebody, so there could be like an actual procedure, or this could be just you're glowing up this year. Things are coming together better for you. You're managing your health and your daily routines better. Any kind of challenges, you're kind of gently kind of learning how to deal with those and temper those into a healing and balanced kind of health situation, routine. So things could get much better for you physically, and then you can glow up. And that's good. That could be what that's about. All right, Libra. Sorry, I'm a little bit off today, but I wanted to get this out before the holidays came up and kind of slowed everything else down even more. Enjoy your rest of your December and your holidays, and I will see you in 2024. Hey Libra, welcome to the nest. Sorry for the delay on your yearly reading, but I had a terrible cold for like 2 weeks, and then I was sick prior with something else. I've got Saturn going through a very interesting placement in my chart right now. So, whoa, there we go. The cards are ready to talk a lot because they've had a long time of waiting. Let's see what, jeez, popping out all over the place right now. All right, let's try to keep this kind of organized here and not all over. We're going to be doing a form of the Celtic cross spread that I like to include astrology in. Okay, first card out is the Magician. Libra. There, okay, so that, the Eight of Pentacles came out, it fell out before, so we know that's a given. Libra in the year 2024, starting mid-January, ending mid-January of next year. The main upcoming energies for Libra in 2024. Okay. Libra, rising, moon, sun. Okay, so I'm going to take this for the 4th. And the 5th. Ooh, that's a good one. You know what? I will take that for the 7th. It did come out hand in hand with the other card. Oh, what's flying? The Two, all right, of Pentacles. The Ten of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. And I've got 2 cards for the outcome. The last of the outcome. Okay. Great changes are coming to you in 2024. We're already in it, so let's get going. Yeah, big endings and new beginnings and great changes that you are creating, that you are working hard on. Your main focus this year is going to be manifesting expertise, mastery in some sort of endeavor of some kind, in order to benefit financially or within your resources. You may be starting a new business in 2024, or you're working at getting good at something so you can start a new business of some kind, or you're really using everything you've got and giving it all you've got. Spiritually, physically, you're using everything at your hands, every skill set you've picked up along the way to tailor and refine some sort of craft, some sort of skill, some sort of something that you've been learning for years. You're becoming an expert on it. You're becoming a master at it. You are going to be creating a great deal in 2024. And your finances are going to be you're going to be at a financial, what is the word I'm looking for? Your finances are going to be affected by what you're creating. There might be more giving finances into this, but also getting more in the end out of this. There's financial changes coming in with this major transformation that you're going to create in your life this year. You're going to be thinking a lot about the past. This could be lovers of the past. This could be about friends of the past who are now having children or have just had children. There's going to be a lot on your mind about intimacy and sharing of emotion. And you're looking maybe, or you're thinking about sharing this intimate aspect of yourself, that maybe this is something that is involving this creation, this sheer will and determination to push something into perfection. And this might be something that you started doing or had an interest in when you were a child. There's something here about that past being on your mind. And see the cups here that they're holding. There's flowers in those cups. Over here in the near past, there's an empty cup. There's just water in it. It seems like you were nurturing this thing that you loved in the past, even though it wasn't giving you any tangible, physical results. But you loved doing it, or you loved being a part of it. And now that time has come for you to remember what it was like before. There might be good things about what you've experienced in the past that are no longer. They've evolved, they've changed, and you've gotten something a little bit different now. But there's something here about you reminiscing, you thinking a lot about where you've come from, your childhood, maybe a sibling as well, remembering a sibling. A sibling could have recently had a child or will be having a child this year. Um, this is also indicative of um, school, your school, something about grade school, or there's something here about the local community and children as well. So maybe you work with children in your job. Um, there's something because children are heavily present. Um, and it seems like they've grown up a little bit. So the passing of time is going to be something that you're thinking about as well. Um, Here it seems like you're so busy you're not realizing you've been working on something so so intensely with so much intention that you're missing time. It's as if time has stopped for you, but of course it carries on around us. So there is this kind of from seed to youth to the family picture. There's an evolution um, of the external world around you that's going to be noticed by you, and you'll be remembering the times when things were more innocent or untainted, or it was imperfectly beautiful in its own way. Things were more simple as well. Now, what you're not aware of is that you will be maybe attending some sort of classes this year, or subconsciously you are somehow co-creating something that others will see or participate in. You might be unaware that you're going to have the opportunity to go to school this year, or to showcase your talents somewhere, or that you will get notoriety about something you do within your family, within your in your private time at home. You will be showcasing something that you do. It's as if it also could be that you end up doing some home renovations of some kind in 2024, or that your skills in terms of that are put to the test because you have the opportunity to redecorate or renovate a new home that you've moved into, or something along those lines. And because there are big changes, I don't see movement necessarily. I see a lot of thinking about the past and, creating this dream or ideal kind of situation by working very hard and being very determined to manifest perfection for yourself, or what you deem perfection. But perfectionism might also be hurting you, so just take it easy in terms of burning yourself out, because there is the opportunity to do that with the Magician and the Eight of Pentacles. This is like infinite amount of creative potential that is unencumbered by the external world. It's almost obsessive with this scorpionic energy up here. It's as if you're getting lost in what you do, which is creating happiness. There's a lot of happiness here. I don't see, there's something about sharing as well, sharing this deep passion that you have, that you may have had since you were very young, with others in your life. But you might be going to school or collabing with somebody on some kind of, that you're not completely aware, or you might be hesitant about involving others, but you will have the chance to show your stuff in 2024. Now, your advice is to keep balanced, to be fair, to understand that maybe you're on an upswing and this is a good thing and it's due, but to maintain that balance within ourselves and our external world is very challenging and not always in our control, but still maintaining a rhythm, maintaining some sort of life balance, balancing the relationships that you have, because although work is great, the love that we share with others might be passing us by if we're not careful, because we are so focused on work and creation. And that balance comes in again with the others in our life and the environment around us. There might be a lot going on around you, and it seems like you're content with dealing with what you've got to do and the tasks at hand for you. Maybe not everything is perfect for the situation, but you're learning to go with the flow of things. You're able to multitask around the others in your life. Others might be going through chaos now, and you seem very content with just focusing on what you're doing and maybe not seeing the bigger picture about what's going on around you. So others might not understand what you are, what you're on, what kind of cloud you're on right now, because you are on a cloud. In the near future, I see the manifestation of some sort of dream, the ultimate achievement of an ideal, complete happiness and fulfillment that you're able to share. There's another sharing card. There's sharing here, there's sharing here, there's sharing here. You're very, if you have some sort of platform that you do something on, if you have some sort of secret hobby with the scorpionic energies here. And then I have the Hierophant underneath, which is also about schooling, but that's more about college, finishing schools. But we have that grade school card as well. So it's like you're graduating to a new skill set, you've mastered a skill set. You're graduating to the next level. You are becoming the master at something, and you're working very hard to keep that level of notoriety. I don't have the 7 of Wands here, but I have the 10. So very interesting. Very, you will be sharing this with the world at some point, but being detached for a long time, excuse me, come on, there we go. Being detached for a long time from everybody might be throwing you off a little, because, or others off a little, because they're like, what are you doing over there? What have you been up to? This is also giving me taking matters into your own hands, not leaving it up to the universe to decide what's your fate, even though it's not the Wheel of Fortune, but it's giving me like some sort of, I'm taking matters into my own hands. You might work in the law. You might work in a field where your decisions affect the other people in your life. Like you have the life of someone else in your hand, whether that be literal life or that be their freedom necessarily, or that be their ability to prosper and thrive. So the balance is key here. And you might be weighing up who deserves your time as well. It's not even just what those people deserve because of what they, good or bad or whatever that they've done, but who deserves your time, who deserves your energy, because you are very busy and you're very tired, I'm sure, staying up late at night working on this thing. You might work 2 jobs, so also others around you might not be as content with how things are going in their lives as you are with yours. So there's a need to understand others and to maybe slight modesty, but I don't necessarily think that you're bragging too much about this. I mean, you have kept this pretty private, pretty hidden. This is also the card of the occult, the major arcana card of the occult, and it's pairing with, oh, there's that 7. Look at that right underneath the 7 of Wands. This is about changes within some sort of hierarchical structure and having to defend your position. This is also about the occult and psychic self-defense and learning the traditions of that. I know somebody out there is getting that message. But the ending to how things have been done, changing the way that you do school, changing the way that if you have men in school, going to school, and maybe having to really work hard at defending what you're passionate about, and there's a lot coming at you at once. But I don't know. It's very, and here we are practicing. It's practicing. It's getting good at something. The change is that you become the leader this year in some sort of way. There probably will be changes coming in that end up getting you recognized for something. I do not have the 6 of Wands, but that's okay. My foot is asleep. So yeah, balancing, working around an environment that is not necessarily conducive all the time, or that doesn't understand what you're doing as well. Now, I got that you're hoping that whatever you've been working hard at, whatever burdens you've been carrying, struggles that have taken so very long to reap any benefit, or maybe they've reaped benefit, but it's been exhausting, and you just want to get a break. You get that break in the near future. It comes in and you're ecstatic about it. And you're able to put something very difficult that's really tried you down. And that hope and that dream comes true. Because I have in career a complete new beginning, a much higher salary, pay scale, um, your reputation for what you are physically producing is growing. There is, and then see, I have this, the 1 and the 9 together. That's the 10 to me. I'm getting 10 of Pentacles from that. But it's as if maybe you don't have many people to share this new beginning with currently. Maybe you're single, maybe you've, for whatever reason, are not near family. But there is some kind of independence. There's independence here. And you might not actually have many friends currently, because I see, when I see the Nine of Pentacles in the house of friendship, it's very, I'm all by my lonesome, but I don't really mind because I'm doing really well, so it doesn't bother me as much. I'm secure in myself and what I've created for myself, what I've achieved, what I've attained in this life. I'm able to share it with animals, with my friends, my fur babies. And you might be very well be getting a new animal or or some kind of animal situation. If you donate to any kind of animal shelter or any kind of volunteer work with animals, I see that being something that brings you great joy. Yeah, I see that as being something that some of you might do. What else? But yeah, there's this new financial beginning that leads you to complete stability and independence, that you're able to take care of yourself. And I feel like some of you might have somebody from the past, a lover from the past, friends from the past, try to swoop in. They're in the hidden enemies section. And you're going to have to be discerning about who you let start over with a new beginning from the past. You're going to have to be discerning about who you let in, because you're going to be doing so well that you're going to be attracting a lot of attention. The Knight of Wands is somebody who's very quick on his feet, very passionate, and he's got that Uranian kind of sporadic, all over the place energy. So there's this new beginning that might be short-lived with somebody if they are a lover from the past. That's one warning I'll give. But other than that, the Knight of Wands is somebody who has fire in his belly. He is the kind of excitable, excited person, the person who's got that, when you meet somebody and they're just full of life and they're just kind of a little bit all over the place, but just have so much energy. That's him. So he's coming in and he's bringing a new beginning to you in some sort of way. This can be an Aries person. I'm thinking Aries. Also, it's in the spiritual house. It's in the house of Pisces. And that's kind of steamy energy, all this fire, and um, it's you don't even know. It's like a volcano, and I actually see like pyramids or mountains in the background. So this is something I'm getting like volcano vibes during this time. So it could be really hot and passionate, sudden. You didn't know it was coming. Um, that scorpionic energy. There's something hidden in the deep. There's somebody from the past, maybe from childhood, that comes in that wants to start something new, or there's something new here coming in that's very exciting, and it might not last forever. I can't tell by the position that it's in. Um, but it's something to be excited about and to give you hope, maybe, for this new beginning, this new start. Um, all right, let's walk through the houses, because I just see like manifestation of a dream, new beginnings and finances, leading you to complete contentment and achievement within, and stability within yourself, and having this kind of super excited new beginning energy coming through. Um, you just could be also excited about a spiritual new path that you're going on, or maybe you're going to visit. You're excited about going to start over in a new. If you work in the medical field as well, I can see that being something that like you get some kind of internship at an institution of some kind. You're very excited about that. But first house, the Magician. This is our our power, right? This is our physical energy. Um, there is going to be a need to consider what you're eating this year and how it makes you feel physically. So, the fuel that goes in the tank, the resources around you, and how they make your your engine go, and how well that you are able to function and create the life that you want with the um, fuel that you're getting. Also, finding resources to help you with your physical body as well. Using what you have, maybe in your house, to work out a little, do a little exercise if you don't have access to a gym, or maybe you're accessing things more easily in terms of helping you with your physical body, or create the body that you want. Maybe you're getting serious about your health this year. I do have the card of Virgo there, the sun in Virgo, and that is Virgo is the sixth house, and the sixth house is also lit up with this really nice achievement card. So this is attaining great health. This is also working really hard on your health. So you might be spending money on a gym membership this year, really working to get your physical body in shape, whether that's through working out or doing activities that you love, something that you like, that you enjoy doing, that's more of a physical activity. There's also this, there's the refining. So, like, maybe toning the body as well. You might actually be a physical trainer of some kind. I do have that Ten of Wands there. I have the Two of Pentacles that reminds me of weights and lifting. And I have the Eight of Pentacles, which is making money from what you're good at doing. And the Magician's giving me, like, I work out vibes in that position. So, yeah, very interesting. So manifestation of refining the body as well. So second house, finances, work, you're going to be working really hard. You're going to be, perfection is going to be what you're valuing. It's going to be what you're focusing on. Also, excuse me, how something feels, how something smells. I mean, you're really looking at all of the details, completely bringing a Venusian kind of quality to your work. So you're beautifying, you're perfecting. If you do work in some sort of cosmetic industry, I see that being very profitable and you getting very good at what you do. Um, Third house. Like I said, your brother, your sister might have children, your cousins might have children. You might go visit them to a place of the past. You might also be taking a trip down memory lane in your old neighborhood from when you were a child. Um, or you're thinking about taking a trip um, to visit these people or these places. What you're not aware of is who you'll be bumping into when you do that. Somebody from school, an old schoolmate that you might have really had a crush on in the past, somebody who you, I don't know. It's as if you're thinking about, you might be thinking about having children as well. And, or you're thinking about where your children should go to school or what neighborhood to move in so that your children can have a good life or be near school or something like that. I also see here that you're not aware that you're going to be working with an organization or some sort of collab in regards to finances, in regards to um, showcasing a talent or skill set that you've mastered. You might be manifesting this. But also the house thing. I did say that, right? The renovations, the working on projects at home, um, collabing with family as well, moving in with a cousin or a sibling. Um, Something about that. This is also something you do in private as well that you're actually going to be sharing. Romantically, you will have some sort of new beginning that is very exciting. I have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, so I would be careful if you're not looking to get pregnant. I do see the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups as like the embodiment of spirit. There's like this kind of Eucharistic kind of symbology there for me. I don't know why pregnancy. Well, there's a lot of children near it, so that's why. First communions also. Somebody's child is having some kind of coming of age, spiritual bar mitzvah, something like that. There's this new beginning, though, in terms of your creativity, in terms of your self expression. You're sharing intimate sides of yourself that you've never shared before with other people and haven't had the courage to since you were a child. There's this new overflowing love for your creativity and for your sexual expression as well. So that's why I'm saying your cup may runneth over. You might be it's a very watery card, if you get what I'm saying. There's a lot of really nice things going on. You might actually, this is the house of, what's it called? I'm looking for the words. Gambling. Something here about, you could win this year at some point. I'm not condoning gambling. I'm just saying that there's the potential. The energy is there for you to maybe win a little something if you happen to play on a card or a ticket or use a gaming machine of some kind. But there is something here about a nice happy new beginning, something that brings you great joy, or the start of something that brings you great joy. Sixth house, like I said, achieving an ideal health situation, achieving an ideal routine, getting the family, everyone on the same page, and the schedules work together really well, and just um, the regimens, getting creative and having time set aside every day to do that. That brings you great fulfillment, great happiness. It's super ideal. There's this also dream job. You might attain a dream job this year because it's falling in the house of work. You really enjoy your work. You might work for family if your family has a business. There's something here about being able to share your happiness with others in your day-to-day life because you'll be glowing and radiating because you're so on cloud nine from what's going on in your life during this year. The glow up is happening in terms of your health and your physical body. um, Seventh house, relationships. I don't see you having a problem. Here you are. This is your card. You are in your element. You're diplomatic, as usual. You're fair. You're balanced. You're cooperative. And you're the dream partner for somebody. Somebody could be your dream partner this year in 2024. I don't have a ton of love, but I do have these three that are giving me lovey vibes. So with this here, this could be marriage. I mean, justice in the house of marriage. Yeah, I think so. So some of you could be getting married. You could have the decision to get married. Somebody could ask you to get married. Other people's finances will be coming into play, whether you're juggling them at your job, for your job. There's something here about the helping others with their finances during tough times. There's also trying to keep others happy in your environment with limited resources. So you're using those magician skills to really make sure that whatever isn't working still works. In times of crisis, you're able to keep calm. There is this ability for you to really tune in to what's important and what's the task at hand, while also remaining optimistic and keeping a balanced head during situations that might be challenging. You're keeping others afloat in your environment as well from your positivity. They see that you're doing well even though things aren't perfect, and they are also learning from what you are sharing with them. Eighth house is intimacy. So this is also kind of a sexual card to me when it lands in the intimacy house. And so you can get the drift of what that is portraying. You might be juggling finances a little bit, this paying one thing off and taking a loan out to pay something else off. There's a lending and a borrowing of money in order to maintain the status quo or to progress in some sort of way financially. You might be taking a loan out, like I said. You also might be pulling from savings in order to invest in some sort of financial endeavor. Yes, times of crisis, keeping a balanced head. Give me 1 second. This is also you see that? That's the figure 8 as well. The infinity. He's got the infinity on his head, the magician. Um, you're working with energy this year. I don't know if you're into manifestation in terms of like spellcraft or, um, you know, 12-step program to success or, that kind of stuff. I know it doesn't make any sense what I just said, but you know what I mean. There is this kind of going with a type of philosophy um, in order to achieve some sort of um, occult kind of. It doesn't have to necessarily be deemed that, in quotes, but there is this kind of occult information. You're learning how to make what's in your mind come into reality, making it tangible through the elements around you, through even in chaos. This is also chaos magic, if those of you who are watching practice that. Um, it's also the House of Secrets. And we have this card here of secrets. And also, I'm getting, this is like the grown-up vibes of this right now. So the 8th house is going to be very significant for you this year. I don't know if you're going through a Jupiter return in the 8th house, or you might be going through a Jupiter return in the 8th house. If you don't know what a Jupiter return is, there are several very good astrologers, hundreds actually, on YouTube that can help you find out what that means for you specifically. But yeah, good energy coming back around in the 8th house. Really good vibes coming through. Even when things aren't great, it's like there's like this, you're doing magic. It's like a very magical kind of year for you because of this energy of change and transformation that's coming in. You're transforming your finances. Literally like putting in the work, energetically, physically, you're changing things for yourself. And in regards to shared finances, taxes, even your sexual relationships might be changing and balancing themselves out in some sort of way. So now we have that 9th house of releasing the burden of old dogma, old spiritual beliefs that don't serve you. Getting to a point where spiritually you've carried maybe a lot of weight that you didn't need to, or that maybe you're ready to put down. There's this achievement spiritually as well, ascending to a new level, and you can barely see it coming because you've been working so hard and struggling so hard to kind of get there, that like you're just been so in the moment, in present, feeling the pain. What else? Philosophies. Yeah, old philosophies that aren't serving you anymore are going to be changing. You're going to be putting them down. You're going to be starting anew. You might be carrying a lot of luggage somewhere. You might be traveling for an extended amount of time. You might be moving somewhere and trying to carry as much as you can with you because things are expensive these days. I don't know. Maybe you're letting go of the old stuff in your life and starting over anew. Maybe it's across water. Maybe it's across a country. Maybe it's to a whole new place that you've never been before that speaks to you in some sort of way. This is also the house of spiritual ask and you shall receive kind of. What do you want? Figure that out so you can make that happen, because the universe is listening to you right now. They see that you've struggled and they're opening a new door for you to enter a new phase of your life, spiritually especially. New world coming in for you. So then I get this new career, new reputation. I also heard that song, New Sensation. So, I'm not even going to sing it, so don't even ask. But new sensation, sensational. There's something here about being. There's like an award. Like I can see that pentacle being like, here you go, here's what you earned. Um, that new office, that new plaque, shiny plaque, that new Oscar, that new whatever it is for you. But there's something to show for. You've achieved a great deal of reputation, of success in that, and money is coming with that as well. Because then we have here, in the house of your associates and your friends and your philanthropy and generosity, and um, there's this kind of, I'm doing really well. I might be on my own, but that's okay. That's Beyonce song is also going, the single lady, like, so yeah. There's something here about having this nice new life and being able to share that, or a new sense of self as well, and being able to share what you've achieved with maybe some new people, because you're starting over. You're going to meet new people, you know what I mean? Like, the past is, things are changing. My screen is frozen. I'm sure you could still see it, hopefully, but yeah. So things are changing, Libra, and you are able to share. Maybe you'll get a new pet in the month of November or December, somewhere around there. Yeah, there's like a lot of new exciting things coming in. You could meet a woman that's a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and she's um, maybe a coworker, or becomes a new best friend with, for you, a new, yeah, because she's right next to the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, she becomes like family to you. This person also adopting a pet into the family. I said that already. What else? Future. You being CEO of your life in the future. It's another thing I see. I see you being really on top of your game, not having to die and struggle anymore, because you're putting down that burden, because you've achieved some sort of mastery at something, and you're being fairly compensated and then some for what you do. Um, Spiritual visitations. There's like this spiritual visitations, kind of sporadic. Let me see here. Yeah, I said hidden enemies. Just be careful of people rushing towards you. They might be looking for some sort of assistance, and you're generous, right? You're willing to give and to share with others around you, but just be careful. I don't see the seven of swords was down here. Yes, the Seven of Swords is down here. The competition, if you have any ideas, um, any secrets, that they might come to the light, so just be careful about sharing those ideas with others. Um, a new spiritual journey for you. Getting excited about that. I don't know if you're starting out in some sort of organization of some kind that deals with spirituality, or like I said, an internship at a hospital, or there's something here about maybe an interest as a firefighter. I mean, this is the Knight of Wands is a very brave card. He's the one that runs into the fire, the burning buildings, you know, kind of. He's the one that kind of is willing to risk, with the Fool there, especially. Very risky behavior. So just, you know, be careful, obviously. But this is also something that times of crisis, there's having that ability to stay calm in a time of crisis. Um, this being something here where you're working for an organization of some kind, could be a government organization. I did say the law was coming into play here. Maybe you're a police officer, maybe you're a firefighter, a paramedic. Something here about you kind of going into the danger, going where no one else will go. Kind of that superhero vibe. I don't know why that's coming in the 12th though. Hidden dangers as well. But I see that more of 8th house, but they're both kind of tying into each other. So this might be your job. If it's not your job, I see like being excited about a new beginning in terms of it's also that very artistic kind of expression, with that 12th house of Pisces. It's enjoying music and really feeling the vibes and getting very spiritual, and it's astrology and um, anything to do uh, with the other side of the fence. You know what I mean? Like it's what's deep below the waters, and where, how does that connect me to everything around me? So this is about music and about just going to concerts, or maybe you work as a musician. This also reminds me of a musician because it's somebody here like it reminds me of somebody playing guitar or some kind of stringed instrument. So maybe you are working on, um, you're on tour, or you're going. There's something here about expressing yourself through art and being very passionate about that, and starting a new type of genre, or a new type of music of some kind, or showing the world what you're made of, what sharing yourself intimately with those around you, and what you've created and what you've been working on since childhood. Maybe music is what this is talking about for some of you. All right, Libra. That was your 2024 reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Big changes, new beginnings coming in, major new beginnings, things balancing themselves out, creating and manifesting what you want, creating and manifesting justice in your life, and changes coming through in terms of finances and how you showcase your skills to the world at large, what you can do to help the world as well, is all coming through here. Burdens are being put down, joy and success are coming in. There's this like peace, love, and rock and roll kind of vibe from your reading. So I really like that. All right, have a good one, and thanks for stopping by the nest. Bye.